Lauren wasn't the hero. She chose herself over friends consistently, making her a terrible friend. Heidi and Spencer's drama kept the show going, becoming the moral center after several seasons. Audrina was cast for the show, not organically part of the story, making her early appearances somewhat boring. The Hills is one of the most iconic reality TV shows of the 2000s, but after rewatching the series nearly 20 years after the beginning of its original run, there are some harsh realities about the series that hit hard. A spin-off of one of the first major players in reality TV docuseries, The Hills followed cast members from Laguna Beach, the real Orange County. Lauren Conrad, who had been the central figure of Laguna Beach in its first season, had been part of the show during her senior year of high school. Lauren graduated and moved to San Francisco for her first semester of college, but eventually returned to the series during Laguna Beach Season 2. The show was narrated by Kristen Cavallari during the second season, who was going through her own senior year at Laguna Beach High School, after she'd become one of the viewer favorites throughout the first. Lauren, who'd spent the majority of the second season of the series working toward getting into fashion school, was ready for something different in the wake of the Laguna Beach. Although Lauren was a major part of Laguna Beach, The Hills was her own show entirely. Following Lauren, as she made the move from Orange County to Los Angeles, Lauren moved to the city to pursue her dreams. Living with her new roommate and college friend Heidi Montag, Lauren took on the drama of living in LA and navigating her way through an internship with Teen Vogue. Through seasons of the series, Lauren's friendship deteriorated and reconstructed, and the drama that came along with that was riveting reality TV. Despite the drama of The Hills being questioned consistently throughout the show's time on the air, viewers were captivated by what was happening to Lauren and her friend each season. With Heidi's relationship with Spencer Pratt becoming a fixture on the series, The Hills quickly became a must-watch reality TV show, with the stars consistently finding themselves in the tabloids. While the show was a major player in the reality TV landscape during its time on the air, The Hills only lasted for 4 years. After its end, many who had been interested in the show branched out to other reality TV shows as the genre diversified, but viewers have returned to The Hills for years. While some are watching as a source of comfort, others are interested in rewatching the series to see how their perception has changed since its debut. Rewatching the show years later, it's clear there are some incredibly harsh truths about The Hills that few noticed during its original run. Although Lauren was the star of the show, rewatching it now consistently proves that she was the worst friend on the series. The Hills followed Lauren's journey from high school student to lace stylist working with the intimidating Kelly Cutrone. But her personal relationships didn't always work out for her. While Lauren was incredibly social, the pressure surrounding her made her emotional vulnerability on the series seem like less than what viewers would expect. From Lauren's feud with Heidi, which left the two unable to maintain a friendship, to her crocodile tears over Audrina Petridge and Jen Bunny, it was clear throughout her seasons, leading the show, that some friends came before others. Lauren was meant to be the everyman on the series, with the masses able to relate to her storylines. Instead, viewers watched Lauren put herself first and step over her friends in a variety of scenarios, ignoring that she could have lifted others up with her. While Heidi and Spencer's relationship wasn't easy to watch upon its first appearance during The Hills Season 2, it became the moral center of the series after the pair spent years together. Heidi, whose storyline originally revolved around coming to LA with Lauren and her difficult relationship with her boyfriend Jordan Eubanks, quickly shifted gears when she got to LA. Rather than going to fashion school, she chose to work for publicist Brent Bolthouse, picking parties over papers and exams. Heidi's party-hopping lifestyle wasn't something Lauren approved of, but she quickly found herself in a relationship with Spencer after ending things with Jordan. The couple appeared dramatic and chaotic on screen, and Spencer's consistent drama with Lauren brought a new edge to the series, But Heidi and Spencer's relationship brought continuous drama to the series. With Spencer starting out as the villain the Hills viewers loved to hate, his arc quickly turned around, and before long, the series wouldn't have continued without the pair at the center. Although she became part of the group within the first episodes of the series, Audrina was cast to be part of the Hills Season 1, and it shows. While Audrina was an interesting source of drama later in the series, her initial appearances on the show were somewhat boring. She didn't have the same sense of connection that the rest of the cast did, and it came to pass that it was because she was cast for the series rather than organically part of it. With Audrina being cast for the show rather than joining because of an organic connection, her relationships on the series were stilted. Though she became friends with Lauren and Heidi over the course of the first several episodes, she didn't bring anything personality-wise to the series in the first few seasons. As Lauren's relationships changed, she leaned on Audrina more, but her presence in the beginning felt strange and uncomfortable in moments. Throughout the first few seasons of the series, Lauren's relationship with Brody Jenner was teased out as a will they won't they that viewers were hoping would come to fruition. Introduced as Spencer's friend on The Hill Season 2, Brody's charming attitude and winning smile were just what Lauren needed after her tumultuous relationship with Jason Wheeler came to an end. Lauren and Brody were flirty throughout The Hill Season 2, but things came to an unexpected halt. While Lauren and Brody were friends throughout her time on the show, their romantic connection never really came to pass after years of near misses. After Lauren left the show, Kristen joined the series, and having dated Brody in the past, brought more romantic questions to the series. Eventually, it was revealed that while Lauren and Brody were friends, their romance was never an actual possibility. After making a splash on Laguna Beach Season 2, Jason's relationship with Lauren came to a screeching halt during its early days when he kissed his ex-girlfriend in front of her. Jason's behavior on the series was always difficult to watch, as it was clear he was drinking and potentially doing harder drugs during the show's run. Even so, seeing him come to LA and contact Lauren after their messy breakup was interesting for the Hills. While Lauren and Jason gave their relationship a second shot on the series, it was clear that something deeper was happening with Jason throughout the season. His behavior was erratic and unstable, and it was clear to viewers that he was dealing with substance abuse issues. It later came to pass that Jason was dealing with some incredibly difficult addiction issues that he struggled to deal with, though he's now managed to get sober and speak on his struggles. After years of friendship, Lauren's friend Jen was featured more heavily on The Hills than she was on Laguna Beach. With Lauren at the center of the show, Jen became more of a fixture on the new series as she was a big part of Lauren's life throughout her early 20s. Jen had been a friend from Laguna Beach High School, but her time on The Hills was far more chaotic than it was on the previous show, especially as she got closer to Heidi. Jen's time on The Hills was marked by drama, especially after she came between Lauren and Brody's quasi-relationship. When Heidi pushed Jen to get closer to Brody, Lauren was hurt by both Heidi and Jen, but especially Jen. Unfortunately, the Hills made it so strongly pro-Lauren that it was difficult to see beyond the argument in the moment. In actuality, Jen was more of a victim than an instigator, although he was positioned as the villain from the earliest moments of The Hills Season 2. Spencer wound up becoming the most interesting part of the show because he knew what it took to make incredible reality TV. From understanding that Lauren was being positioned as the hero of the series and calling it out consistently to creating drama that was campy and fun, Spencer worked hard to be the most entertaining member of the cast. His relationship with Heidi may have been edited to look messy, but the pair were locked in on each other from early on. Spencer's time on The Hills made the show successful, giving Lauren a rival in a lot of moments and creating a character for viewers to actively root against early on. When he eventually began to redeem himself, Spencer knew what it would take to create an incredible redemption arc. Now, years later, Spencer has shared that he fully understood what he was doing and was excited to create great TV for The Hills viewers. Only featured in a few episodes of the series, Emily Weiss was known as the New York super intern on The Hills who gave Whitney Port a run for her money. Though Whitney, Lauren, and Emily were all featured on the series, Emily was seen as a foil for the LA interns. Straight-laced and overly organized, Emily's work gave Lauren and Whitney a hard time during her few appearances on the series, and some have even joked that she was the true villain of The Hills. Emily left The Hills after her brief stint on the series and went on to become the founder and CEO of minimalist makeup brand Glossier. But her time on The Hills and her experience at Teen Vogue couldn't have prepared her for what came next. Emily's time with Glossier saw massive success, but after accusations of hostile work environments for workers of color were proven to be true, the one-time super intern stepped away from the company to work on herself. Emily may have truly been the real villain of The Hills after all. Audrina's relationship with Justin Bobby Brescia was a difficult storyline for viewers to wrap their heads around on The Hills, but it was a major moment for the series that viewers still remember. While Audrina's old flame Justin Bobby came into play and stirred things up for her relationships with her friends, the pair never really fully committed to one another. Justin Bobby was flaky and didn't seem to want to label their relationship, and Audrina didn't speak up for what she wanted. When MTV The Hills reboot, The Hills: New Beginnings, premiered in 2019, it was a shock to see that Audrina and Justin Bobby were still interested in interacting at all. Audrina, who had been through a marriage, divorce, and had a daughter, was in a very different place in her life than she'd been when she first got together with Justin Bobby. Sadly, their relationship was still incredibly troubling for viewers, as nothing had changed. While Justin Bobby led Audrina along, she allowed it to happen every time. During the original run of The Hills, Kristen came in to take over the leading role for Lauren after she wanted to leave the series. Passing the baton to Kristen during Heidi's wedding to Spencer, Kristen was a fiery lead who made it clear she wasn't interested in living passively on the show. Though Kristen has shared that the majority of her time on The Hills was far more scripted than her time on Laguna Beach, her time on the series revitalized it for its final seasons. Kristen's time on the show wasn't long, spanning just 2 seasons before The Hills came to a dramatic end. Even though she wasn't on the series for years and years, Kristen was able to bring the series back from a difficult place. Making it an interesting series again, Kristen's time on The Hills revamped the show before sending it off on a high note.